What is up, guys? So, a few days ago, I started working on building a design system, and I'm only slowly working on it a little bit here and there. But I just began working on some of the components for it, so like things like buttons. And I just got one of the styles done for like the primary button, and I like it, but what I want to do is I want to code it out real quick and see how it actually feels, because this is something that needs to work on, not only web where you have hover states, but also mobile where you don't have hover states. So I want it to all be obvious. Now, I have the buttons designed, not programmed. We're going to be coding that today. I have the buttons designed for light and for dark interfaces, but we're only going to be working with the light interface today. We just want to see how the interactions feel and if I like it. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into the code real quick and just code up a couple buttons. Alright guys, so this is the sheet for the buttons that I've got up right here, and as you can see I started working on some designs for the light theme and for like a dark theme as well. It's kind of just the inverse really for these here. So what I really want to focus on right now is just these four right here, just like these primary ones. These are the ones that are going to be used the most anyways. So I just want to, let's just work on this. So we've got the primary button full width. This is just how the button looks on its own. Then we have the button when it is hovered over. And then we also have the button when it is clicked on, as well as the button disabled. So those are the four states that we're going to look at right now. And to do that, let's go ahead and jump on into some code. So I'm going to quickly open up Atom. And let's see, let's pull this up. There we go. Let's create a new file. And we're just going to turn this into an HTML file. So let's start writing our basic HTML right here to get it set up. I really like hitting that question mark today. Alright, body. And let's just give this a title of buttons. And that should be fine for now. I'll go ahead and indent this stuff. And now we can get started on creating our buttons. But first, let's go ahead and just save this file. I'm going to save it as buttons.html. And I'll save it on my desktop. Right here's the file. And I'm going to open this up in, let's open it up in Chrome. Alrighty. So here is the file and it's titled buttons. Let's go back to Atom and we need to actually add in a couple of buttons. So I'm going to say button, because we're going to style it for two different ways. We're going to style it for a button and we're going to style it for an anchor tag with the class of button. All right. That's good. And we're just going to write button, and then up here we'll write button as well. Alright, let's take a look at the page and see if it has added that. Refresh. There we go. Right, so we have a button, and then we have another button. This is the anchor tag, and this is the actual button. And you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to open this up in Safari real quick, because I believe the buttons have a completely different, no, okay, they don't. It's something else I'm thinking of. Never mind. Okay, back to styling this. So let's come up here in the head and we're going to add a style tag. And this is where we're just going to put all of our styles for right now. So I'm going to select the button class. And just to make this easier, I'm just going to add a class of button to this as well. So that way we can just set styles for both of them at once. Alright, so let's see what we're going to do. First off, let's go grab our width. So as you see, our width right here is 374 pixels, but we want this to kind of be responsive. So we're gonna say width 100%, and then max width is going to be 374 pixels. So now let's come over here, refresh. So you see this is stretching, that's working already how we want, but this is not. So let's come over here and let's set a display of block. All right, so now that's stretching all the way to here. Let's go ahead and set that background just so we can see it. What's the background hex? Right there. All right, background. All right, there. Now you can see it. All right, what's next? Well, let's text align center. Let's grab our height. Our height is 44 pixels, so we're just gonna code that in. All right, let's set up a little bit of margin just to give them some space away from each other. So I'm gonna say margin is 16 pixels all around. Over here. There we go. What else do we want to do? It's going to be a border radius, I believe we've got on there, of 4. Border radius of 4 pixels. Alright, let's get rid of that outline on that button. It's actually a border, I believe. Yeah, border. Alrighty, let's set the color to white. Color, white. Alright, let's get our font size. Our font size is going to be 12 bold, and the font family is Open Sans. So let's do that. Font family, Open Sans. Font size 12 pixels. Font weight is going to be let's go to 300. That might work. And let's do text transform. Is it capitalized or uppercase? It's uppercase. There. And that font weight is totally not right. So let's go to 600. That's better. Alrighty. We got to set up some padding so that we can get the button down towards that center. So let's see what our padding is here. We zoom in, we'll go 1, 2. Alright, so it's essentially like 13.5 or something like that. Let's go padding. I'm just gonna go 13.5 pixels. And that's fine. Let's come back here, take a look. And you see how this grew? We've got to fix that real quick. So to do that, we're going to say box sizing, border box, and come back, and that looks fixed. So we also need to get rid of the text decoration. Set that to none. All right. So those are the button styles right there. That's everything it took to get all of this done. Okay. So here's one thing that I always find whenever I'm working on buttons and inputs, and I almost always forget this. Well, I just forget that it's there until I see it. But when you click this, you see that blue outline? I hate that blue outline. So we're going to get rid of that real quick. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to type in outline, and we're going to type in none. And come back here, refresh, and click it again. And it's gone. No more stupid outline. But there's no there's no pointer over when you're hovering over this. So let's add that in real quick. Although that's going to be on the hover styles. So let's grab that. I think we can move on a little bit now. So we're going to say button hover. And I really have no idea why I just copied all of that code. We don't need it all. I'm going to say cursor pointer. And now there's the pointer and there's the pointer. So that is working. Let's come back to XD and take a look at what our hover states are. So for our hover state here, we have a box shadow at black with 20% opacity essentially. And then 3 pixels by 6 pixels on 6 pixels blur. So let's come back here. We're going to do box shadow. It's going to be 0, 3 pixels, 6 pixels, and then RGBA, and then we're going to do 0, 0, 0, 0.2, or 0.2, like that. Let's come back over here, refresh, take a look. All right, there's that shadow. We got that, but the color also changes. So let's see what the color is now, the background color. Let's grab that, come to the code, background. There we go. Refresh. All right. So those are the buttons. That's what that's looking like right now. It's very snappy, and I'm not going to worry about transitions or animations right now. I'm going to worry about that later on in the whole design system once I get into, timing and figuring out how we want to do all of our animations. But for right now, we're just going to leave it nice and snappy. So that's great for hovering over it, for any device that has the hovering capability. But let's come over here and get our click. All right, so this is our click, and it looks like the only thing that changes, there's no box shadow, and the color changes again. So let's come here, go back to the code. I'm going to say button active, and that should be the clicked state. So I'm going to say background, be this, box shadow, be none. I think that'll work. And let's come back, try it out. All right, so what happens when I click? There we go. It's exactly what I wanted. So you click on a button and that's what it does. So that looks good. I like that. And that'll be great for like mobile devices like iOS or Android or anything like that. Whenever you're on the device and you click and you want to know that you clicked it. So we're going to add that click state right there. And that's what you're going to see. You're not going to see that hovering, but you will see that click. Alrighty. So now we need to add a disabled, style. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to do this with another class. I'm going to say button with the class of disabled is going to do something else. So here, as you see, we're changing the color again to an even lighter color. And then this is actually changing to be 50% opaque. So we're going to say background, this, and then we're just going to say color, which is going to grab the color of the text. And let's just do RGBA, and it's going to be 255, 255, 255, 0.5. Just like that. And now we need to add it to one of these. So I'm just going to add it to the anchor. Disabled. Okay. Come back to the page, refresh it. And it has not done anything yet. Hold on. There we go. That is our disabled class. So we also want to make sure that when we hover it and click it, essentially nothing happens. So we're going to do this. We're going to grab this. And again, I don't know why I keep copying all the code. Hover. Actually, no, I need that code. We don't want anything to change. Box shadow, none. That's what I want. All right, so now nothing happens here. And let's also change the cursor to show something a little more disabled looking. Um, what is none? I have a feeling that's not what I want. No, that's definitely not what I want. All right. Alias auto sell. Blah blah blah. Not allowed. That's the one I want. There we go. So if it's disabled, it won't do anything. And let's give that a try. Let's swap the classes real quick onto the actual button and see if that works. And then that'd be it if this works. All right. Perfect. So that's it there. That's the disabled class with the normal button class and the hover and the clicked pseudo class there of active. Alright guys, that's it. That's all you gotta do to code up a couple buttons. It does not take much at all, but I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we saw how they look, how they actually feel when you interact with them. I like it, so I think we're gonna stick with that for now, but it may change in the future depending on, you know, how the whole design system formulates. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If it helped you, subscribe. And if you like the videos that I'm creating on this channel, head on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/Zachary R. Newton, where you can help support this channel and help me create videos every week. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.